Good morning. Welcome to the Panthers.com Coaches Show. My name's Dave Newcombe. I'll be your host. Real happy to have Coach Dave Harper back with us this morning, along with Anthony Orton, senior captain of the defense and one of my favorites. And Anthony, why don't we begin with you and just tell us where you're from, a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Indian River, Chesapeake, Virginia. My major is computer information systems, minor in business. And, I'm a cornerback. I try to lead the team as best as I can, try to do right on and off the field, leading by example, pretty much.
Right.
That's what I'm all about.
Yeah. And I have to say, you've been here the last couple of summers working, paying the bills.
Yeah.
And, I'd leave work the hottest part of the day, maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock, and there you are, working out with your buddies every day, and I have a lot of respect for that. We worked together the one summer, and you're a good worker and a good example. I have to say, in my 29 years, you're one of my favorites, just because of your attitude and your hustle, and on the field, you work so hard as a leader, and I've really seen you take over that position this year. Coach, what do you have to say?
He's a great person, and it has nothing to do with football or anything like that in life. He's going to be extremely successful in his life because who he is as a person, and for the most part that I'm aware of, he makes good decisions. So that's a part of the process, and like you said, there's special people that come through your program every once in a while, and Anthony's definitely one of those guys.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm happy you're with us today. And Indian River, it's when you hear Chesapeake and Indian River and the 757, you think football.
Yeah, it's a big athletic area.
Yeah. And there've been a lot of people out of that area that have gone on to play football, and certainly you're one of them. And let's talk about next week just a little bit. We've got this coming Saturday, we've got Senior Day. We're going to honor a special group of seniors, you being one of those, and we have a game against Methodist.
First of all, the seniors, people have no idea how hard it is to be a student athlete and make it all 4 years. The time and effort that it takes in any sport, and especially in football. People talk about football and they talk about basketball, and this is how I relate it to other people. Is if you play youth sports, okay,
yeah, sure,
and like in Franklin County. Well, in Franklin County, youth sports, your baseball practice is 1 hour a week.
Right.
Your basketball practice is 1 hour a week. Football is 4 days a week, about 2 hours in the evening. And that's the commitment. It's a little bit different because you got so many more pieces that you have to put together. And then we got a good senior group. They can call themselves champion, and they won a championship their sophomore year. And it's you look down that group, and what as a father, which I am, I think they're all going to be good men. And they're going to be successful in their lives. And success to me is, when they're 30 years old and they come back and they're living the life they want to live, not the life they have to live. And that's what a Ferrum education will do for you. And it gives you a lot of different avenues.
I can see Tony coming back in several years, very successful computer systems.
Yeah.
I think you'll
we'll
do
hit them up for a couple
well.
donations.
Right.
They don't know about that yet.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
one thing I can say about Ferrum is that it has helped me become a better man off the field.
Right.
Because I've learned a lot of things, just as far as like washing my own clothes and being able to be on time for everything, not missing meetings. It's taught me a lot. That's going to help me in my future. And I thank Coach Harper and the whole coaching staff for everything he did.
Discipline. It's important in life that you do things that you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do them. And I think certainly that's one of the great lessons football teaches. We learn a lot from our co-curriculum, from what you do off the field. And then You have to shout out to your friend who I see you with sometimes, your girlfriend.
Oh, Mercedes, yeah. She's always had my back the whole road.
Yeah.
Gotta thank her.
Make a very nice couple, and that's important to get with the right people.
Yeah.
I think in college, if you hang with the right people, and she's one of the right people, you're going to do well.
Most
she
definitely.
hangs with you. And,
Well, he's out of his league. We all know.
Right. Boy,
but you are right. I talk about in the recruiting process with all our parents and our recruits coming in. You have friends in high school, but your friends in college are so critical because now you're on your own, and there's
you're living with them.
Yeah, and you're living with them, and it's absolutely critical the people who you surround, especially that first year.
Yeah.
You got to find the right group, because as we all know, there's, you can be a free-for-all type guy and then go down a wrong path, and usually because it's your friends,
right.
So you're dead on about selecting your friends, especially in college.
Yeah. Let's just go through the seniors real quick and comment on them. Devontae Adams.
He's a defensive end. He's a young man that I recruited out of high school. Ended up going to Concord and transferring to us. Very talented guy, can run. He's a big guy. He's learning. I think he's learned a lot about himself here. Things he needs to do better on and off the field. But he's he has a good heart.
Yes.
And he just is one of those guys that just came into our system, I guess, a couple years ago.
Yeah, Allegheny High School. And then Jatavius Adams, he was gone for a while, came back.
Yeah, had issues last semester with the family and everything, but he came back. He's going to graduate. I guess he's a 3-year starter. And people don't know that he started at receiver, and then he went to safety and ended up playing linebacker, and he was an all-conference linebacker 2 years ago, and he'll have that opportunity this year again, I would think.
Yeah, he played a lot of defense with Jatavius, a real athlete.
Very intense.
Right. Brennan Bradshaw.
Mr. Bradshaw, he's a gentle giant.
He's a big tight end, isn't he?
He's just an awesome person.
Yeah.
He's just as good as person you ever want to find. He grew up as a student in a hurry. And he's one of those guys that's going to be successful. He's got he really has his teammates at heart. We've had a couple of conversations about different things, and he's really always concerned about his teammates, which is very nice.
Chantilly.
Well, no. Bradshaw, no. Now the next one is Chantilly. Cody Jones.
Cody.
Yeah.
Oh, I have him here, Chantilly.
Okay.
Must be a clerical.
Yeah.
Right. Cody Jones, Chantilly, Charger.
Yeah. He's fought his way into the starting lineup, and when I recruited him, wasn't real sure, but he's one of those guys that he digs in the weight room, he works, he's made himself into a good player. That's Cody, and he's also a very good student, and he's going to be successful.
Okay, our man from Buffalo Gap High School, one of my favorites, Matt Cannell.
Matt is, he's come a long way athletically.
Yeah.
He's ended up being starting for us the last 2 years. He's a good student also, and he's a good person. He's going to make, he's going to be successful in his world. He is.
Yeah, he is. Dominic Lacine, out of Rocky Point, North Carolina.
He's one of those guys that you can't wait for him to cross the stage, because I think his whole family and everyone's going to be so proud of him. And he's on a rebound type guy. We recruited him. He was here for a couple years. Yeah. There were some family issues, and he left and had to go to a different college, and just didn't work out there. And he came back, and he's worked here in the summer.
With you.
He's one of those guys. He's just one of those special guys that just keeps digging and digging, and he's going to graduate in May, and he's a football player. That's for sure.
There were a couple other kids from that high school, from his high school.
We did. We've had some in the past. Yeah, Linwood, and he's going to graduate in May. So that was a good little group we got out there one year.
And the man that's sitting beside you.
Well, yeah. I mean, Anthony. he's got the package. You know, he does, and people say certain things, but decision making is one of his strengths. You know, sometimes I think this year things got a little bit funny at times. You know, but that's between me.
It's been an interesting. It's been an interesting year for you, and I understand.
But Anthony's going to be extremely successful. You know, and he's you look at when I talk to players and families, I always talk about the heart.
Right.
You know, most people have a good heart.
Yep.
You know, and he's got a great heart, and showing emotions is a good thing. It's not a negative. You know, and so Anthony's gonna be really good.
You know, when I think of Anthony, I think of two things on the football field. One's teammate, a great teammate, and the other's ball skills.
Yes,
he's quick to the ball.
He's. I think this is. He may disagree, but I think this is his best year.
Oh,
you know, without a doubt. He's got more breakups and this year than he's had in the last 3 years. So he's having a great senior year.
I know when we do the games and we watch the replays, you're a good football player. It's been a good time to watch. Terrell Owens, T.O.
T.O.,
had a great 2012.
Yeah, and just got caught up in a tough situation. Maybe put on a little too much weight, but T.O. has battled through a lot of adversity here with me. And we've had a number of conversations. But he's hung in there and just keeps fighting. And he's a competitor and he fights all the time. Meaning, that he on the practice field, he's always competing for a spot, and he hung in there. He's got a little bit of that thing that I tell you what about T.O., people don't realize he loves to learn.
Mm-hmm.
He loves to learn. He learns in the classroom, learns on the field. I mean, he's kind of one of those students of the games.
Yeah.
He really is. He enjoys learning. Do you think that?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. I've seen him giving tours on campus, and I've always been impressed with him and when he's hosting a family, and he's articulate, and he really does a good job with that, because I walk behind him and listen.
No question.
He's good.
Yeah, he's outstanding.
Yeah. Then we got Tim Reynolds.
Tim, Tim is I recruited Tim out of high school, and he went in a different direction. Then ended up landing in our lap again. His high school coach coached me in high school, and so Tim he's had a nice run. He had an injury last year that now he'll be he's done for the season with his injury, and which is sad. You just hate he had 3 games
the final
left.
game, right?
And you hate it for those injuries occur, but that's part of the game, And Tim is a young man. He wants to get into coaching, and we've talked to that. And he's got his IQ in football is very high. He's got a good mind for it. So he'll be a good coach for sure.
Division I was in Division I, and then
he was
worked for a while and came here.
Yeah, and then things happened, and then got refocused, and he's got a good support group at home, which is always a key.
Yeah, I met his mom several times.
So Tim's going to be successful in life. All those guys are, right? Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah,
2012 was the Offensive Player of the Year in the conference, and All-American, candidate, and all of those things, and so he's had a good career here. Brian Rubish, another one of my favorites.
Brian is good as a person you want to meet.
Right.
I mean, he is. He's got a great family. He's got he's realistic about what he needs to do and how to be successful in life. He makes great decisions, and he's truly a Ferrum person.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is. I mean, he's one of those guys that cares about his teammates. He always put others first.
Yeah.
He's worried about the others, not himself. And then Brian's going to be extremely successful. I mean, that's a good group right there of young men. Yeah,
Shenandoah Valley guy, Fort Defiance.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, we got some good ones out of it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful area up in there. But Brian is
solid kids.
Yeah, great. That's one of the guys. He's a Ferrum guy. That's what you say about Brian. He is.
Right.
Yeah.
Breon Washington.
He's interesting.
He transferred in.
He transferred in. I recruited him. I was so impressed in the first meeting I had with him. I mean, he's a very mature young man.
Richmond.
He's out of Richmond. He played for one of our guys that played here, Tom Hall.
Right.
You know, he out of high school. And,
Great guy.
Brianna, I wish he had another year, and I know I need to probably talk to our compliance guy, but there's that freshman year there that
Right.
it was
Right.
a club
Virginia.
sport and something, and I don't know about all that.
Virginia
but,
Lynchburg.
yeah, but
Right.
he's a special. He's really talented. I mean,
Yeah.
extremely talented. He's probably one of our fastest guys on our team, but he's an outstanding young man. He really is. He's very level-headed. He's pulled his hamstring, fought his way back from his hamstring in almost a week. Came back probably too early.
Wow.
You know, but just one of those guys that I wish I had him for 4 years. You know, and he's one of those young men that you look around, and if you had a daughter, hey, it'd be an honor. You know,
Sure.
and same thing with Anthony.
Yeah,
You know, if I had a daughter, you know, I'd be proud to have him as a son-in-law.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I would too. And I have some daughters. But he's already spoken for. Right?
Mercedes, I don't know about it.
Yeah, I might have to put that.
Right. So senior day at Methodist. Hopefully there'll be a lot of families. We need to have the people in Franklin County out. We need to really celebrate this class of seniors because they've been a great class, and it's a special day for us.
It is, you know, and I got to go back through my records, but I think that they'll be the highest senior class with the highest GPA we've ever had.
Great.
You know, which shows who they are.
Yeah,
also there,
sure.
You know, so that's all those people right there, all those players. They're in 10 years from now, they're gonna have success. You know, because they understand. First and foremost, they got to put effort into it. Yeah. They got to work at it. You know, it's nothing given to them. You know, and that whole group right there's nothing that's been given to them. That's for sure over the last 4 years.
I think last time we talked to Division III is a little different because of the time and the time you have to spend in class. Yeah. Then have you done work study when you've been here?
I have pretty much all day. I have 4 days. I go to meetings or weights. Then I have class, then I have work study, and then I have practice, and then I have to go do my homework. So it's pretty full. Like, it teaches you to be responsible. It teaches you a lot of time management.
Right. You know, I knew you did work study down near our area in facilities management, and so there's only so many hours in a day, and if you have 15 hours of work study a week, you have your schoolwork, which you really should study 2 hours for every credit you're in class. At least. Yeah. And,
I got a question for you. Yeah. Did you?
No. No, but I bet he does.
I bet he does too. No question. No
in
question.
Computer information.
Yeah. No, I
didn't. No, I didn't. I had a good time.
Yeah.
But I did pretty well too. Yeah. But this isn't about me. It's about So, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not like Division I where they have 2 o'clock. They're in the football building and 6:30. They have all that time. Here, you're running here and there and trying to finish projects for class, and the teachers want you out of practice and in class.
Yeah, very nice.
One of the things I think in any sport in college, there's a big transition from high school to college. Okay, I don't care if you're playing field hockey, wrestling, whatever the sport is. And those students who fight through that for 4 years and stay with it, then there's another transition they're getting ready to go right from college to the workplace. And they got to start all over again. Yeah. Well, they've already experienced that.
Sure.
They understand what's going to happen to them, and that they got to recreate themselves again as a person. And I think that those students that do play college sports, the transition from the college to the real world is a little bit easier for them.
Yeah. Sure
because they understand adversity and that they're not going to get everything right of the first year. You know, they're not going to get the big salaries and the big
Right.
bonuses. You know, they got to work for it.
And they understand the workday isn't 8 hours.
Correct.
It's a lot longer than 8 hours.
Yes.
It's tough, especially when you want to make it, you know, as a professional. You know, you put in the extra time, the extra effort. Good life lessons, and you had a good teacher, haven't you, in Coach Harper. And I think that's, you know, out of the classroom, we're constantly teaching and working with students to help them, and that's something that Professor Coach Harper has done very well.
I think, Anthony, I mean, anything I say, even our pregame talks,
Right.
It's about life situations.
Yeah, very much so. Just the other day we were in practice and he was saying how time flies on you. And I can remember my freshman year when he was saying that to those
Right.
seniors. And now look at me, I'm in the seat today. So everything that he says is going to be right. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to come back to you, give you a couple calls, and let you know, like, when you said this was right. Yeah, you're going to get a couple calls from me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I know, you know, I'll give you at least 4 years before I hit you up for a donation.
Bring him back for the golf tournament.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But we're going to miss him, and you know, I mean, he's a very talented football player, but how he helps and interacts with especially with our young people on defense this year. We're sitting there starting 6, 7 freshmen, and he's done an outstanding job of showing them, you know, the right way to do things and helping them. You know, just not in practice, but on campus. You know, so you know, he's going to be a good leader of men one day. That's for sure.
Yeah, we can't really say enough about our senior leaders, and certainly he's stepped up to be one of the good ones, and a lot of people see that. I mean, you know, not just the coaches, but a lot of people around campus see what you do with students, and we thank you for that.
No question.
We'll help you get a job.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it's about now soon.
Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap this up, but wanted to, Nate Yetzer will be our guest, the head wrestling coach. And also had news that Morgan Funk, a junior soccer player, was a 2014 Capital One academic, all-district, and will have a chance to be All-American, and she's quite a talented player. And then on a very sad note, we had our swimming coach, men's and women's swimming coach, passed away Tuesday night, and he leaves a young family, young son and daughter, and his wife Molly. We just give our condolences to that family, and he's part of the Ferrum family. He was our men's coach and women's coach in swimming. Coach Cal, as he's affectionately known for his from his swimmers. He will be greatly missed, and we loved Coach Cal, and so we're sorry. All right, until next week with Coach Nate Yetzer, this is Dave Newcombe saying so long. Thank you, fellas, for being on the show.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep.